But let's move from the past a little bit into the future, because one of the reasons I wanted to get you on today was to touch about Aljamain Sterling's upcoming title fight against TJ Dillashaw. So first and foremost, just for a little bit of context, how much have you worked with Aljamain throughout this camp? What has kind of the situation been?
So Aljo just went home last week, actually. So we worked this entire camp. So he went back home. He's going to finish up camp in Long Island, and he leaves on the 8th. So he heads out to Abu Dhabi on the 8th. So I essentially do everything for him out in Vegas. We run the entire camp for him, pads, sparring. He does all of his strength and conditioning over at the PI. He has his training partners over here to Strength Couture, and then we kind of just pick and choose the partners that we want and need. And then he finishes up camp with Longo, those guys back in Long Island. And I know Ray will go out there with him, I think, fight week. And then he's taking Marab, Ally, Quinta, and then Dennis Bazooka will go out there with him for the fight. So I'm not cornering him. I'll be home for that one. But essentially now, so I got three different sparring sessions of his that will sit down, and he'll send me out all the sparring tape, and I'll kind of break everything down from here. So, but it's good. It works for him. It's what he wants, and I'm perfectly fine staying home.
I can well imagine. I believe I have a belief that every fighter who gets to the world title level, becomes world champion, has kind of one special attribute. So I guess what I'd like to know from your perspective, Eric, is what is kind of Aljamain Sterling's USP? What is his kind of unique thing that makes him the man who's able to hold the world title?
Well, I think the physical attribute that you would see that jumps off the page is obviously his grappling, and then his ability to get to the back and do things there. But to me, it's taking a step out of the athletic side of things is his fight IQ and his situational awareness. When we sit down and break down tape together, it's one of my favorite times because we really get to go and go fight IQ and feed off of things. But now you have a guy who essentially is like this Ferrari. He can do all these things. He can strike, he can wrestle, he can grapple, and being able to find the best way to win a fight, right? And then expose your opponent, but maybe nullify maybe some of the things that or shore up some of the holes you might have as the champion, which are very, very few. But after the Piotr Jan fight, the first one, man, like him and I had pages and pages and notes and stuff that we were able to go and break down for fight number 2. And then going out to be able to see him execute those things live and show the world that he is that world caliber fighter that he was being discredited for. But we were able to take those mistakes in the first fight, apply them to the second fight, and he was able to go out and get his victory. So I definitely say his fight IQ.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.